Hey, you have a 80s or 90s Ford truck. Mine in particular being a 91 E150 with a 5.0, obviously not stock, but oftentimes with restoration or resto mods you run into original equipment stuff and sourcing parts and whatnot. And if you find yourself in a situation like me where, let's say, you're working on your engine accessories, right? In this case, this is an alternator and smog pump bracket. The smog pump hooks here, the alternator here. Obviously, the belt tensioner is not hooked up. So you're in a situation on alternator removal, a bolt ends up breaking, and in the process of trying to remove it for installing new things, you break an ear off, and you can't weld aluminum. You don't have a stick or nickel weld, whatever. So here's the thing. You go and you look up part numbers, and you say, okay, E8TA, I know that means, 88, BA, whatever, there's some different codes there. And you realize, okay, the alternator I had works with that, like it lined up before it was broken, because this was a remand alternator that hooks up exactly to the Econoline wiring harness. And there are variations, like F-150 and E-150 don't exactly overlap each other all the time, even though using like the same engines and stuff. There are differences here and there. So you're like, okay, look for that part number. Okay, oh, hey, I found an E7 one online, right? Well, the thing with that, now usually what these codes can indicate is the only reason that they change sometimes is a revision in the part. So you might see E7 stuff all the way into like 1995, until they started making GT40 heads and things like that. But anyway, the weird thing though with the trucks, or any of the Ford small blocks, is there's two alternator sizes. There's the small housing and large housing. This out of the van is a large housing. The problem is you will not find this bracket online. I can almost guarantee it. You'll find a billion E7s out of Mustangs and stuff. You will not find this, and for some reason the Broncos don't always even share it. So it's almost very specific to Econoline and maybe some F-150s. It's odd. So, again, I bought this as a reman. It's like a stocker, like 70 amp. And I realized that it doesn't fit. So all you need to do is, so you can see the ear differences, is you get you go online. I'm getting a Tough Stuff 7068K. And all you need is a one-wire alternator. Mine's a 140 amp that I ordered because I'm running, like electric fans, all the gauges, and the battery's like a die-hard platinum AGM, like 100 amp hour, so it's nice to have extra amperage for like an extra battery. But that's really all you need to do. Cut out the bullshit. Don't bother like, oh, those wiring harnesses don't match, because you only need one. The exciter wire goes to the battery, then your regular negative that went to the block can go back, or you can just go off of the terminal on the new one. They have an extra bracket, so you can go to the block, so you could get like a better gauge grounding wire. But yeah, don't bother going through original equipment bullshit. Just find an E7. The pulley will be the same, it's only the ear that changes the case. And get more amperage. It was like $138